welcome to Newcastle United. How does it feel to sign for the club?
Well, I was so pleased, can join with the club. I was always surprised when I come to St James Park to play against Newcastle. Great atmosphere. Always surprised with the fans, the passion of the fans. Big support to the players, and then everyone knows how big this club is. So I'm really looking forward to play with all these teammates, and then for the fans.
You've arrived straight from Russia, where you captained South Korea at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through the last few days?
Well, I had a small injury play against Mexico, which was second game, so I couldn't play against Germany, which was really surprise win. It was great memory and experience for myself as a football player playing in the World Cup, and then that was my third World Cup in my career. So, and then I was a captain. Sometimes they were a little bit stressed as a captain, but I think we finished the game well, so I'm satisfied with the result and with this World Cup.
And then how quickly has it all happened after that final game?
Well, it took 2 days, So I came yesterday, and then now I'm here, to sign with the club. I'm really thanks to the club that gave me opportunity to play, such a great club, and really looking forward to.
Presumably the fact that it's happened so quickly, it suggests it was quite an easy decision for you.
Yeah, of course. There was no hesitation. When I had a first offer from the club, and then it was very quick. Decision to make it, because I know this club have big ambitions, and also I know all the players I play against. So there was no hesitation. Yeah.
You have touched upon it. You've mentioned the stadium and the fans, and you've played against some of the players. But what did you know about Newcastle before signing?
When I was young, I knew, Alan Shearer was playing for Newcastle, so of course I knew the club. And then also, when I win the bronze medal in London Olympic Games, my first game was in Newcastle. So it was also a great memory. And then when I come to Premier League, always play against Newcastle, always difficult, because, as I said, it's difficult to play against the players and then the fans, and there's always atmosphere in the stadium, each club. But every time I come here to play against Newcastle, I feel really envy, with the fans. So I know there's a big history with the club, and then of course I play, in Sunderland, so I knew massive theory with the Sunderland. So that's why I make easy decision. This is the perfect club that players can have pride as a football player, and then also everything like facilities and fans, everything is perfect.
How excited then are you to have those fans supporting you rather than being against you?
Well, first I have to play well, to get support from the fans. That's the first priority as a player. Of course, there'll be difficult times sometimes, but I know that the supporters will be behind us. So I'm really looking forward to play in front of big fans. So it's not far from now on to the first game. So I want to just make sure I show my quality to the fans as quick as possible.
What do you hope to bring to the team in terms of your playing style?
As much as I can, I want to help everything to win the game. I know John Joe, I play with him together, so I have very good memories with him in Swansea. And then that season, that was my best season in my career with the John Joe. So I know him very well, how to play, I know how good it is. So hopefully, we make another good season.
You've played in 2 cup finals since coming to the Premier League, and you won silverware with Celtic as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine you must have arrived here with maybe some of the same ambitions.
Yes, of course. As a football player, you always you need always will to win something. Of course, it's difficult always in Premier League. I've been 6 years in Premier League, and then each year it's getting tough and difficult. But that's gonna be a big challenge for me and then for the players in this team. I think hopefully we play we achieve better than last season. Hopefully, so there's enough motivation for myself in this season to play better football.
And linking up with Rafa Benitez as well, how big a factor was that in your decision?
Well, everyone knows, he's a big manager, and then he's done well with the club last few years. So, of course, if somebody's very famous and big manager, and then if he wants you to come to the club, of course, there's a lot of factions to the players. So, I want to learn from him a lot, and then. Of course, there's always something I have to learn from different managers, and hopefully I learn something from him a lot.
You've played in the Premier League for the last 6 years now, as you've said. Before that, 3 years in Scotland with Celtic. How valuable do you think that experience can be to the club?
Well, always, if you move from other league, there's always difficulties to adapt in the new conditions and atmosphere. So, but for me, there's nothing to adapt in the league because I play in Premier League last couple of years. So I just make sure, as I said, I give everything to help the team, and it doesn't matter whether I start or not. Of course. There's no time to adapt in this league, so I think that's an advantage for me and then for the club as well, and hopefully we get something this year.
You've mentioned Jonjo Shelvey there, and I think you won Player of the Season in the 2014 to 15 season playing alongside Jonjo.
Yeah.
You just seem to bring out the best in each other. Why do you think that partnership seemed to work so well?
Jonjo is a great footballer, and then his vision and passing and shooting is everything he has. That time, we played together, and then our balance was so good in the game. When Jonjo going attack, I was behind and support him, and then when I go forward, he was always behind me. So I think the balance was very good in that season, and then of course he's got also strong mentalities to win the games. So I think that's the biggest strength for Jonjo as well.
Jonjo takes quite a lot of the set pieces here at Newcastle. Will you be putting your name down maybe to take a few of them once you get settled in?
Well, it depends on manager, but I always I won't be greedy, so I will give him. But I know how good he can shoot the goal. So if I can have a chance, I can do it. But first of all, I play for the teams, not for myself. So hopefully, I can show some in the season.
It's something you've become renowned for, though, isn't it? Your dead ball deliveries from corners, free kicks. Yeah. How much time do you spend practicing and working on them?
Well, I used to take it when I was young, so it was one of my strengths, my football career. So, of course, I spent not much time, but always, every day I spend, 10-15 minutes, with the set pieces. And then last season also, I have some joy with the set pieces in Swansea. So hopefully do it again in here.
You mentioned that you picked up an injury playing for your country against Mexico last week. Can you tell us how serious that is, or otherwise?
It's not a serious problem. Not a tear or just a little strain. I got knocked from Mexican players almost end of the game, so I couldn't play because there was a short period until Germany's game. So, but now I can train and then there's no problem.
And the rest of the players report back for pre-season training next week. How important is it for you that you've come in at this point before they come in, so you're going to be ready to join in pretty much straight away?
Yeah, I need some rest now to recover from national team, World Cup, because I had a 1 month preparation after the season. So I need some rest now, and then when I come back from holidays, make sure I have to be ready 100% mentally, physically. I will do some work in Korea while in holidays, and then I have like 2 weeks to prepare to the first game. So maybe can't be 100%, but I should be almost 100%.
You could become the first Korean to ever play for Newcastle United as well.
Yeah.
How proud would that make you?
There are some pressures, of course, but always proud of first is always proud of you can have. So there's always responsibility to become always first title. So it's great honor and great timing to be member of a Newcastle squad. And then, as I said, hopefully, I can show my quality to the fans as soon as possible.
And just finally, Key, have you a message for those fans, a message for the Newcastle fans?
I always, believe that supporters always give the players a lot of strength and motivation. Even though there's always a rough time and then, tough period when you go through the season, but just make sure, like, as a player, I want to give a face to the fans, even though there's a rough and tough time, and then just want to show good football, winning games and my qualities through the fans, and hopefully we do better season than last season.